I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
When we started writing our thoughts down on paper, it opened up endless possibilities. Ideas could grow beyond the borders of the mind, and it changed the world. Somewhere along the way, we lost touch with paper, distracted by devices made for every purpose except for thinking and focus. On edge, waiting for the next notification. But what if new technology didn't pull us away from paper, but brought us closer to it? Listen. That's not paper. It's the sound of the new Remarkable Paper Pro, rewriting the future. A paper tablet with a true color ink display, gentle reading light, and unheard of tactility. With digital features for taking notes, thinking, and organizing, without any distractions. Paper is about to change the world again. Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com today.
A closed door still knocks. What the whispered narratives of healing often omit is this. The ultimate crucible doesn't arrive amidst the chaos, but in the quiet aftermath. Long after the recalibration of your being, after new timelines unfurl before you, the final summons appears. It won't wear red flags or chaos. It comes dressed in something sacred, something almost holy, a phantom echo of a choice almost made, a frequency so unsettlingly familiar that it tempts you back into the very skin you fought like hell to shed. But here is the audacious truth. You are no longer bound by the old battlefields. You owe no explanation. You don't even blink. Because this time, the ancestral loop will cast its net and only find empty space. The return of the loop. You believe the pattern dissolved because you buried it underneath layers of intention. You mapped your internal terrain, processed the toxins, and rewired the circuitry of your nervous system. You burned the evidence. You whispered the sacred goodbyes. You declared your freedom, and you were, until the loop returned. But it didn't wear a face of a villain. It came camouflaged as closure, draped in the soft fabric of forgiveness, wearing a shadow you haven't seen in years. But this is not regression. It's a vibrational clearance. The loop isn't here to haunt you. It's here to test for entry. It's the fossilized script asking for one last read-through just to see if you'll forget you already know the lines. Collapse isn't failure, it's confirmation. You don't have to fight the battle again. You already won. This tremor, this collapse is not your breakdown. It's the loops. It's the implosion of a system that used to control you with guilt, obligation, and half-built versions of love. Your body may glitch. Your voice may tremble on instinct, but your soul is unmoved, still, unshakable, grounded, because it already knows what this is. The spirit test, the last knock at the door that's no longer yours to open. The shadows they cast. This tremor isn't just a rerun of your own patterns. It's the residual energy of the shadows others cast upon your path. The echo of their unhealed wounds projected onto your potential. Because for a time, the stories became entwined with yours. Their incomplete arcs, a blueprint they tried to impose. And the loop, in its final desperate attempt, reawakens those connections, not to ensnare you, but to show you with undeniable clarity exactly what you left behind. This isn't just your loop. It's the unraveling of the threads they tried to tie around your destiny. The destiny they designed for you. They tried to rewrite your future by pairing you with pain. Tried to script you into partnerships that had nothing to do with peace. Partnerships that were simply another iteration of the loop. Called it love, purpose, divine timing. But it was manipulation dressed as fate. They wanted you to stay in rooms where your intuition screamed. They told you to keep the family together, even if it tore your spirit apart. They called your breaking point a lack of grace. They thought if they rushed you into alignment with a karmic counterfeit, you'd forget your original blueprint. But destiny doesn't fold under pressure, and fate doesn't get reassigned by force. This specific loop isn't just a personal pattern. It's the final energetic imprint of their attempted rewrite. And it's the echo of every wrong door you were pushed through, every false assignment you endured while waiting for your true promise to arrive. You are not bitter. You're not ungrateful. You're aware, fully aware. You didn't miss your blessing. You survived a detour built by people who couldn't stomach your calling. And now, you don't need closure because you already reclaimed your compass. And that's something they can't redirect. You were never meant to walk their path. Some people didn't just misunderstand your purpose. They tried to reroute it. They wanted you to inherit their fate, to complete their broken storylines, to sacrifice your peace for their comfort, to heal them through proximity, to choose partnerships that diluted your clarity, further entangling you into karmic loops because they didn't know how to carry their own burdens. Some meant well, many did not. But the result was the same. You were being positioned for a destiny that was never yours. They tried to claim you as a part of their arc to make you a character in a play you didn't audition for, a cast you were born to outgrow. But healing reroutes timelines. It recodes the entire story. And now you're walking a timeline where those people don't exist in the same way because they chose not to rise with you. You didn't abandon them. You broke the broadcast. And their inability to meet you at this frequency is not a loss. It's a return to divine order. Let this be clear. Your clarity forced an energetic realignment. Your refusal to repeat their cycles, which became your loops, collapsed the contract. And your presence in this moment is proof that you chose yourself over a fate forged in confusion. You don't owe guilt where growth occurred. You don't need closure from those who were never meant to go the distance. They were the transport, not the destination. Your new life was always yours. They just helped you arrive. Loop immunity. You don't fight loops with resistance. You starve them with neutrality. No argument, no explanation, no plea. Explanation is an old survival script, and that stage has burned. They'll ask questions that don't deserve answers. They'll try to speak your old language, but your frequency no longer translates. You don't break the loop. You stop broadcasting the signal that calls it home. Don't open the portal for just one last thing. Final bosses don't come screaming. They show up polished, quiet, composed, with insight, with softness. Just enough to make you doubt yourself. You'll think, maybe I owe them kindness. Maybe I'm being cold. Maybe I should give them closure. But you don't owe anyone anything. You don't owe anyone a tour through your ashes of the house you had to burn down to save yourself. Not everyone gets to witness your peace. Some only know how to function in chaos. And they will press on your scars just to feel something. Don't answer the call. Don't crack the door. Portals don't care if you open them for 5 minutes or 5 months. They just need your yes. The closing code. You don't have to be who you were to prove you've changed. The loop doesn't revisit you because you're weak. It returns because you're radiant. And your light brightens what's once fed on your confusion. Don't waste your glow trying to prove you've grown. Your absence is proof. Your silence is sacred. Your peace is the protocol. You don't need to justify your joy. You don't need to shrink to be digestible. You don't need to reintroduce yourself to those who never saw you clearly. The loop is still running, but you're no longer programmed to respond. And that is closure. The echoless room. There will come a moment when you realize the war is over, the door is sealed, and that room that once echoed with betrayal, noise, and internal bleeding is finally still. Let the silence mean something. Not every ghost deserves a reunion. Not every wound deserves reopening. Not every energy deserves your entry. You've earned your immunity. Don't let the echo pull you back. Let it remind you how far you've come. Don't just scroll past the Dark Triad Shadows YouTube channel. This is where the veil lifts. Subscribe, catch new episodes of the Empowered Shadows podcast, where shadow work meets sacred truth, and nothing is off limits. We're streaming on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon, and anywhere your spirit tunes in. For intuitive coaching, spiritual mentorship, and raw guidance that actually hits, visit empoweredshadows.com. Everything you need is in the bio. And if you know someone who feels like the past is circling back, send this to them. It's not a regression, it's an initiation, and they're not alone. If the loop knocks again, let it find a mirror instead of a doorway. A reflection too self-aware to reenact the old roles. Too whole to rehearse old wounds. You're not in hiding. You are in harmony. And the next time the past searches for an entry point, It will see its own reflection. And remember, this frequency no longer houses its illusion. Your closure was never a conversation. It was the silence that ended the spell. So leave the door closed. Let the mirror stand and walk on. Your future does not require a handler.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, hold on. All right. You made it to this part of the episode. Thank you for staying, remaining, and watching. I want to give you an energetic cleanse with some Palo Santo. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Your likes, your shares, your follows, your reposts, all of that is much appreciated. I am Woofy. This is the Empowered Shadows podcast. And I look forward to chatting with you another time. Take care.